Oh no, thank you, Railcoon. That was, I honestly, having seen him do the Awesome Games Done Quick, StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty speedrun, now with Heart of the Swarm coming back, I hope he does it again.
I sure hope so. And that's one of those things, like when you see an awesome pro game online, you get amped and you want to jump in and start playing on multiplayer. It's like the same thing. I watched that and I'm like, I'm going to go beat these missions in 3 minutes. And then current Husky is happy about that, but future Husky's going to be really sad when he's not that good.
Well, I mean, what's so cool is that for almost any task, it feels really intimidating until you have like a nice structure to it. You know, it's like if you want to build your dream home, but you don't actually know anything about what materials to use or how much weight stuff can hold. But if you learn the materials to use and how much weight stuff can hold, then you can actually start planning within that. And I love how clear Railcoon was just going through and all that stuff. And I mean, because when I played the single player, that was absolutely my favorite thing, was just the Protoss upgrade where you could drop down infantry anywhere, because I basically beat every mission with Marine Medic.
I didn't know. This is how awesome he is, because I didn't even know. I just played through the whole campaign. I had that upgrade. I didn't realize that you can just set a rally point. I thought you had to rally it like to a person, like to another unit, but you can just kind of drop them wherever you have vision at. I didn't even notice.
Dude, yeah,
I learned like 100 things watching that.
Yeah. Just like listing them all out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, like it's kind of crazy the way that you can just like break the game, because, you know, as many of you know, I went to school for interactive media.
Truth.
Graduate degree from the university.
Can I tell you a story about you that right now that has to do with that?
I can't wait.
It's not embarrassing. You were there though, so you'll probably remember it. When one time we were flying to an event, and we showed up at the airport at about the same time. And we called each other, like, hey, we met up, and we were getting ready to purchase not purchase our tickets, but get our tickets from the kiosk.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, me just being a regular person, I just printed them out and was like, okay, I'll go my merry way. And I remember you went up to the kiosk and you're like, all right, this design's horrible. These buttons are not in the right place. Do you see these colors, Husky? These colors are not accurate. They need to hire me to fix this. And I was like, Sean, you're very smart. I didn't realize how bad the interface was.
Well, I don't actually know if I'm okay. Let's not call me smart. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I think that anyone who knows someone who's taken a course in design, like that person always gets a little bit like, oh, look at this sandwich menu. The kerning is so and this is clearly unintuitive design.
It's true.
So I don't know if any of the comments were correct, but they made me feel good. I mean,
yeah,
the feelies were nice.
Like, it got me so interested in that kiosk, and it was just like how you were saying it. You were so confident, just like in that last video. I'm like,
just like in the daily. it's like I've never seen this strategy before, but let me tell you exactly how it needs to be done properly.
True. Dude, these are some entertainment knowledge bombs we're dropping right now.
Well, you know, like it is true that in those airport kiosks, when you're going there, they have the next button in the bottom right, generally, and then like the go back in the bottom left. Very common, very straightforward. Right. And then you just keep hitting this button, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, do you want to pay an extra $59 to board the plane first? Which actually is not. It's not a good thing that you're paying for.
You want to pay $85 for a window seat?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's like having like, hey, if you want to pay an extra $50, we will make the steering wheel for your car thicker.
Yeah.
Doesn't change anything,
yeah,
right? So like,
true.
but they put it right where the next is. So they have just enough steps to where you're like, all right, and then do it, because you have to swipe your credit card to get your itinerary. Right. So they already have your information, and then they just take all your lettuce money, and then you can't buy the lettuce anymore.
That's true. And all of a sudden, everyone out there, they can't go to the airport the same anymore. They're going to be like, Sean was right.
It's so true.
And they're going to get mad, cause a scene. Anyways, that was my story.
Well,
I told you I have some really good stories.
Well, dude, listen. Here's another good one. Here's one of these things that, like, okay, a lot of people I know do that thing where they look at gaming. They've never been involved in gaming, and they have that sort of, well, don't you grow out of that? Of course not. Video games is a medium art form. And here's something that you can just regurgitate. This is not my own knowledge. I'm regurgitating it. I'm merely an articulate parrot with a Heart of the Swarm shirt. Here it goes. In every other medium, or actually most other mediums, I'm not going to make a statement about all the mediums.
Every single medium.
Every medium ever. I only speak in hyperbole. So like with most linear mediums, like a book or a movie, what you want the person to experience, you make.
Right.
Right? So if I want to like write 3 sentences describing a house, I just write those 3 sentences. And then when someone comes along and they read those 3 sentences, they experience exactly what I created. But in a game, you're trying to create play as a designer. You're trying to create this experience of fun. But you don't create that. You create rules that you think will create the play that you want. It's a second-order problem, and that's the buzz phrase. Second-order problem. You use that one.
You guys better be taking notes.
Dude, it's going to be a quiz. Yeah. Actually, in between the breaks, it's going to be like a big test, and it affects your college entrance exams. It's huge. Because like it's like what Railcoon was saying in the speedrunning videos, that you think what would be cool, like a cool design idea. How about if they could reinforce their armies while they were way out? Well, cool, that's that 25 Protoss research ability where you can drop the Marines anywhere on the field. You can drop them right on your army. So that is the play that was intended to be created. And that's what like 95% of people, 99%
That's what I did.
Yeah, it's totally what I did.
I'm in the top 95%.
Whoo!
Nailed it.
Well, that's the thing, is that like Blizzard iterates so much on their design. They do so much testing because that's the only way you can get the information. Is the fun that I want the person to experience? Are they experiencing that? No. Well, let's tweak it. Let's tweak it. But that's what I think is so cool about speedrunning. Was the original rocket gun intended to be aimed down and fired to propel you in the air?
Right.
Maybe not. Let's assume not for the time being. Most speedruns rely on things that were not intended to be created. Like I know a lot of really difficult early NES games, the way that they're beaten is you inch forward and then a really difficult monster appears and you back up and then move forward and it's accidentally deleted. Yeah, like things like that are just so cool to see the way that they're basically saying, well, I'm still playing within the rules that you created. I'm still scanning and using this thing to drop the ghost because I can, but I'm just going to use it to nuke and just skip fighting everyone else.
Yeah, I got to say that I always knew that speedruns were a thing. I have lots of friends who are way into it. And then when I was watching that speedrun live stream and they're like, we're going to speedrun StarCraft. It's one of those things, it's like, why didn't I think about that? I should have thought about that a long time ago. So I quite enjoyed that video. And what did he do for, you said he made videos for the last event you did? What did he do for that one?
He just commentary for a little bit about the early IC Cup leagues.
That's old school, man.
Yeah, man. IC Cup, which a Diamond, one of the fellows who was really involved with IC Cup, went in to create ESV, where the map ESV Cloud Kingdom originally came from. And Cloud Kingdom and Ohana, many of you know, are really, really excellently made maps. So honestly, that was like one of the coolest days ever. When I logged on and I saw that Blizzard was like, okay, this map is so good.
Yep.
We want to make it an official Blizzard ladder map. And I think that it is, in most best of 3s or best of 5s in tournaments, it's the loser picks the next map. I think Cloud Kingdom might be the #1 most chosen map, in addition to Daybreak.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite maps to play on, so it's kind of cool to see, the community contributing to the game. And also, as far as I know, they're going to be doing that a lot more, actually, with Heart of the Swarm. Is lots more. Blizzard has realized, we make some good maps, but so do other people, so we should use those as well.
Now, before we go into the next video, I did want to note that we'd like you to get involved. Now, you might be saying, Day 9, what's the FTP information? I will send you a video. That would be so cool if we actually had that ability.
That would be amazing.
Upload it here and it'll just happen. Don't worry, no one will check it. But I'm pretty sure you have Twitter. Now, I know a lot of you know that the hashtag for the community event and for all the launch events that are happening in this 24-hour period is #SwarmLaunch. If you do, it's
there. It is. That is magic.
Oh my! I found a hashtag.
There it is. Put it on the table, Sean.
Put it on the table.
There it is.
Oh, thank you.
That would have been funnier if we're going to put it on the table.
Okay, let's do it in 3, 2, 1. There it is. Oh God, our production's on point today. Now, if you tweet to me and Husky and you use that hashtag, SwarmLaunch, give us your best Heart of the Swarm haiku. And the winner will not just win the famous Day 9 No prize, but also this wonderful... Am I holding it up properly?
I think so.
No. There we go. We'll win a brand new NVIDIA graphics card. Thanks to NVIDIA for helping to provide these things, so that way we can basically hold them like Frisbees and throw them to you. Wherever they land, it's exactly where they should be.
I've been at several events where we've given those cards away or where NVIDIA has given those cards away, and I always ask, can I just throw them into the audience?
Is it designed to be thrown?
Have you ever opened those? Some of them have so much packaging that I don't think the issue is whether you should throw it or not. It's whether or not you want to be charged with attempted murder because everyone is like that to get
Dude,
them.
it's so true. Like, honestly, throwing an NVIDIA graphics card into a crowd,
Yeah.
it's worse than when, like, a bride throws her little, like, flowery thingy.
Yeah, like governments have been overthrown by smaller crowds.
Yes.
And even like if you're like throwing one of those jelly bracelets, it doesn't matter actually what it is that you're throwing, but they go for it. And I gotta be honest.
Like, what's a jelly bracelet?
Those are like
the little like the
they're like rubbery.
Oh yeah,
But like really cool people call them jelly bracelets.
Oh, I was actually envisioning like a gelatin bracelet.
I would eat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
I was just gonna say, like, I will know people at some of these companies, and they're like, Husky, do you want this? And I'm like, no, I want to earn it. So I will sit in the audience, and I'm very aggressive at that. And I'm the guy who's in the front row.
I've actually seen you do this.
I'm in the front row. I'm standing on my seat, and like I make eye contact because you can tell. Like some of them like try and trick you, but if you make eye contact and stare them down, they will just throw it right into your hands.
Oh yeah.
Because they know what's going to happen afterwards if you don't get something. So that's fun.
Dude,
we have fun, Sean. We have fun.
We do. And in fact, this reminds me of a great story that I wanted to talk a little bit about. While you're getting your haikus in, we have to make sure that we get these stories in.
Wait. Before you tell your story.
Okay.
What exact Twitter are they tweeting it at?
If you just use hashtag swarm launch, we'll find it. But if you'd be so kind as to tweet to Husky, Mike Lamont, his
at Husky StarCraft.
His Twitter is at Husky StarCraft. I am at Day9TV.
And we'll get it in our pockets.
Oh my god, oh.
There's one right there.
There's you.
Oh, no way.
Oh, wow. So mine is next to the Tychus statue. Husky's is next to his Dark Templar figurine.
It's very nice. People, that got retweeted a lot. People like my Dark Templar statue. So you're
you know, okay, so I have a story and then a story.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. So like when you get a lot of followers on Twitter, nothing actually changes in your life.
Right.
I mean, no one, you don't like, go to the gas station. They're like, you get free gas because you have a lot of Twitter followers. Like, it doesn't.
It should happen though. That'd be nice.
It should happen. It should have like premium, unleaded, high Twitter follower count.
Yeah. Yep.
Felicia Day, they like pay her to get gas. It's like it's inverse. Like that would be great, but in the real world, in the reality that I have to experience on a day-to-day basis, nothing special happens by having Twitter followers. However, whenever you tweet an inquiry, you actually find that there are about 10 different responses that you will ever get, even though you'll get like a couple thousand responses.
A couple thousand? That's a lot.
I have really provocative
I was
tweets.
gonna say, was that like a subtle brag? Like when I ask people what soup I should eat, I get 1,000 responses.
I know. There's Gordon Ramsay's on there. It's like, what are you eating? You're crazy. And his wrinkles are so huge in his forehead because he's like so blown away. And he tweets at least once to me every time it's food related. But that's both a subtle brag and also a complete lie. So
and you get free gas.
Free gas for Gordon Ramsay tweeting me with his forehead creases. So, there's only like 10 different types of responses. Like I remember once I said, give me your best ASCII StarCraft 2 unit.
Like draw one?
Yeah, draw one.
Okay.
So I did a dragoon, which I did as semicolon, hyphen, semicolon. And actually, production, if there's any chance we can get the graphic to show semicolon, like dash.
We did
semicolon.
not warn this about them.
No, we didn't. I don't know if I don't even know. Is that I hope so.
Can we do that?
But I mean, it's actually a pretty accurate dragoon. I thought that was pretty cool because dragoon, the guys from StarCraft 1 that had the worst AI, you might not remember them by what they were supposed to do, but what they didn't do.
I blocked them out of my memory. Completely gone.
But semicolon dash semicolon, really nice. So I asked for people to send me their best one. So someone did like a Hydralisk with 7s and at symbols, because it's like hanging like that going forward.
I like it.
And probably 3,000 people said, here's my Dark Templar ASCII art, and just put nothing.
I like it.
Yeah, and that's when I realized that that's like a phenomenon that that they always talk about Newton. And then the other guy who invented calculus, whose name I totally don't even remember now.
Mr. Calculus.
I even majored in math. I don't even know. It starts with a D.
But you could design the hell out of an interface for him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is that like Newton and the other guy, they both did calculus at the same time, so they're like both the father, but you know, Newton really does it. But like, imagine like thousands of people all coming up with calculus on their own and tweeting it to me. Something went wrong with this analogy somewhere. I don't know where it went, but
I'm really bad at following these. I'm just expecting like an off-the-cuff joke about like Newton and the things you eat that are called Newtons or something. I don't know.
No, it was a story.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah, there's look at that. It's a dragoon. Look at this.
I'm just imagining.
I was hoping for things like this. Do you see that?
Oh, he's moving!
Oh my God!
Here you go, Sean.
Quickly.
Wait, we're gonna eat him. We're gonna eat him. Here you go. Here you go. Over. Oh, and oh yeah. You missed. There it is. I'm just imagining the production
absorbed
crew.
it into my face. It's actually not. It's not food. It's an ointment.
The production crew backstage is just like sweating when you're like, "Can we get a question mark on screen?"
Like,
and they're like,
oh my God, we were up all night encoding his videos. He had 26. He's crazy, and now he wants a semicolon on screen.
And he wants to eat it.
He may have hired us, but he's fired. So let me actually tell. I know I had a second story. It's about swag at events because I mean that's like a really common thing.
Not to be confused with swagger.
That's true. Swagger is at every esports event, but swag, swag for any of you who don't know what you do, but I'm just going to say it anyways because that's what commentators do.
Because my grandma is watching. She needs to know.
Yeah, I mean, well, the fact is commentators fill time with things that you already know because sometimes you just got to fill the time.
Yeah.
You don't want you want no child left behind.
It works for Madden.
It's true. Sorry, that's very funny. All right, so listen, look. Here's how it works. At these events, there's often these transitionary periods. They have two players up in the booths. Now, when a player sits down, it's a long time to actually get set up and get comfortable.
A long time.
Yeah, so the players, I mean, you imagine they have their keyboard. They have to unzip and unravel and plug that in and do the same with the mouse. A lot of them have different screen resolutions. Some play on 16 by 9, 16 by 10.
Flash measures it with a ruler.
Yeah, there's a very common thing that which it's not that common, but some people do it, where they'll have a sheet of paper and they'll put their mouse and keyboard with their mouse pad at home and they'll trace it. And then they'll bring that piece of paper in and set it down and align the keyboard like that so all the distances are the same in the tournament. So they set that up and then they have to change their mouse sensitivity. A lot of the booths, like the really nice booths at GSL and MLG, actually have like air control so you can like make it hotter or colder. And then you get set up. So that's generally about 10 to 15 minutes. And you imagine when a player loses, you got to give him 5 to 10 minutes to just watch the replay and sort of so there's like 25-minute period, and this has been happening at esports events since the dawn of time. So the infamous swag-free giveaways, great way to
fill in that time,
to burn the time. So in World Cyber Games 2005, this was the first time I'd ever actually won a tournament. This is the first time that my brother actually began his career as a commentator.
That's a pretty productive event, I feel like, for you guys.
It was a winter event. The wonderful Victor Starcia, who I haven't spoken to in like since then, put the entire event together, and he's great. So what on earth? Swag. Thank you. Yeah. So at the event, that's the event where there's the video clip of Nick and I when we're really young. It was like the start of our careers. They had a lot of giveaways going on because they weren't just changing players, they were changing full games on the stage. So they would have push-up contests, and the winner would get a camera, and the losers would just get a free t-shirt. And Nick did 30 or 40 of them in a row, and he wouldn't give up, right? Like Nick is not someone who is built to do a lot of push-ups,
right?
But you know, like they're like, all right, so guys, does anyone to be in a push-up competition? Nick was like, here. Like Nick like couldn't shampoo his hair after that event because his arms were like so tired, and it took 40 tries, and only when they started looping the questions did he actually start to have a chance. But there was a couple other participants who were there who also memorized the questions. So finally, I remember when Nick actually won, he had like 50 t-shirts. It filled his entire suitcase. He couldn't even bring them home. He had so many t-shirts. So they're on stage, and the guy goes, "What country?" And Nick goes, "South Korea." And he goes, "That's right." And Nick goes, "Oh." And that is actually the loudest cheer I think that has occurred at that entire tournament.
That is amazing.
It was hilarious,
I
man.
was hoping he was gonna just like go super beta mode and just like, or alpha, not beta mode, alpha mode, and just start throwing the shirts into the audience.
That would be so
It's a
great.
glorious feeling.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please continue to send us in your haikus. We will
Keep
be
eating your dragoons.
keep that ASCII art a coming. When we, by the way, we're shipping you the graphics card. You're not. It's not like, hey, nice thing. Now
Go ahead
go
and
buy
swing
yourself
by.
the graphics card.
Go
Like,
ahead and swing by Blizzard headquarters and pick it up.
Yes, that's correct. We will ship it to you. Just be creative, and we'll handle all the rest of the stuff. Now, once again, Swarm Launch, give us your best Heart of the Swarm haiku in 140 characters or less. I know it says poem, but use a haiku. Yeah. Coming up next, we have one of the most wonderful, kind-hearted, pleasant content producers ever, Chan Man V, who does a number of great shows like Climbing the Ladder and, of course, Wednesday Night Sprites, which is where he and several other notable, I want to call them notable figures of the StarCraft community, but let's be honest. The reason Wednesday Night Sprite is fun is because it's a bunch of people having fun.
Nice.
So it's Chan Man and some buddies rocking out, not in regular gameplay, but using the SC2 arcade custom maps. So let's go ahead and swing on into a little bit of Wednesday Night Sprites for some hour-long fun.